Hello everybody, welcome to my presentation of using technology to increase UDL. My name is Axel Carlson and I will be your presenter today. Just a little recap of what UDL is. Universal Design for Learning is a method of instruction that optimizes our teaching practices. It creates a more rounded curriculum, gives us a lot of different elements that we can use, and we can give it more tiered instruction. It creates layers to what we are already doing. As you can see right here, we have a little graphic of what UDL is. So first we want to activate people's learning cycle. We want to give them good recognition of what is going on, and then we want them to be able to express how they are consuming all of this content that we are giving them. So we can use technology in a multitude of ways, but here are some benefits that technology does when we pair it with UDL. First of all, it creates a lot of accessibility. Accessibility is great when it comes to technology because we do have the internet. Students can access these things at home, or if they're on the bus, or if they're out doing other things. It is just a platform for all students to use regardless of where they are. But that does depend if they have, say, internet at home, or if they have a device that they can connect with. So it is limited in that capacity. But in terms of accessibility, it's really nice for students to be able to go onto these platforms when they're not in the classroom. Autonomy, students can work at their own pace. They kind of get put in charge of their own education. They can move along or go up in degrees of difficulty if they so choose. So the autonomous aspect of technology in UDL is awesome. In terms of multimedia, we can give students tons of different auditory, visual, graphic illustrations for students to use. So we can use a lot of those different things in our curriculum through technology. And then it really enhances our communication with students and parents. We're able to connect easier with students and parents. We can talk to them. We can have a page, or say a Facebook page, Twitter page. We can have a website of ours that keeps everybody in the loop of what's going on in our class. We can communicate a lot easier when it comes to grading and feedback when we use these online tech tools. So here are a couple tech tools that I like to use in my class. The first two right here, YouTube and Khan Academy, are awesome in terms of accessibility. And say if you have a student that is not in class, or if they are a little bit far behind, we can refer them to these YouTube videos or these Khan Academy videos and catch them up to where they need to be. Khan Academy is especially great. They have a lot of great inside knowledge and a lot of different topics. It's all free, and it just provides a really great resource for our students when it comes to getting them that extra practice or that extra little information that we need them to get caught up with. So if somebody's not able to come to class, or if they're not understanding a certain thing, we can refer them to these videos when they're not in class, or if they are in class, we can kind of refer them to these to bring them up to where everybody else is at in the classroom. Prezi, Google Slides, Canva, WeVideo. All these things create different modes of expression. So especially in project-based learning, these platforms are great for students to use for presentations, or posters, or film, or making films. These are all great for summative assessments, some formative and just gauging those projects. All of them are really user-friendly, and just with a couple little bit of instruction, students are pretty much off and learning with all these tech tools right there. Then the last ones right here, Reverb, Otter, Google Speech. All these are for students who struggle a little bit with literacy. Maybe their writing skills aren't super good, and they have trouble articulating their comprehension over a certain topic. So we can refer them to Reverb, Otter, or Google Speech when it comes to those students who struggle a little bit with literacy, and we can get a little bit of content from them using these platforms right there. Some pros and cons for using technology in UDL. The pros go on, but here I just listed a few of them here. First of all, we have a variety of resources due to the internet. Lots of different educational apps, and different resources through the internet. Being a geography teacher, I use Google Earth a lot. Google Earth is a great resource, and it's totally free. And I just think it's priceless when it comes to student interaction with the globe and um, being more relative with things that are almost worlds away. It's super efficient, especially as teachers, grading and giving feedback. It's all really organized, all in the same place, so we can be really efficient in our teaching and grading and feedback in that regard. We live in a interconnected world that uses the internet every single day. So using these tech tools and using the internet gives our students preparation for the real world. Um, it's just the reality of the times that we live in today. So the better we can educate our students on digital literacy and digital citizenship, the better off they're going to be after they're done with high school. Again, it's autonomous. Students can go at their own pace. They can change their vary of difficulty within our curriculum, especially if we set up that scaffolding for them. It engages students. If you give them interesting stuff, they're going to eat it up. So if we give them interesting tech tools or interesting internet resources, students will be engaged in those kinds of activities. Some cons, obviously screen time is really, really high. Screen time is bad for your eyes, it's bad for your head. So limiting screen time in a healthy way while also using these tech tools is something that you have to balance as a teacher. Again, with the screen time, something that's really bad is distractions. The internet is a black hole. You can find yourself going down all sorts of loopholes. You can find yourself playing games or going on social media. So figuring out how to monitor your students and making sure that they're on task, not going down all these rabbit holes is something that's really important. Cheating is obviously way easier nowadays. Just even copying and pasting on Google is rampant, but plagiarizing is becoming really, really easy. So monitoring your students, making sure they don't have access to those cheating resources, and just making sure that they're on task, using their knowledge instead of all these other online resources. And then collaboration. Collaboration is kind of a two-streak. The internet also isolates people. I mean, you have such a big resource. Why would you reach out to your partners or your classmates to collaborate during like a project or maybe some study? So making sure that students are also working together and not just working with the internet, not just using these tech tools is really, really important. So using technology coordinates with SAMR. When we're implementing this tech, we are substituting. We're going to be substituting stuff like lectures and just like normal fundamental things we'd be using in the classroom. But the substitution is really to streamline different things, so it frees up classroom time in order to do different activities and way more hands-on stuff that the students wouldn't be able to do otherwise, because they're getting all this background knowledge using technology. Augmentation. We can use technology to augmentate what we're doing in the classroom. We can track progress using data driven from all these technologies, giving us a really clear view of where students stand in the class, so that tracks our progress. Modifications. We can do a lot of fun stuff with technology. We can manipulate a bunch of different projects or lots of different content using technology. It brings to life a lot of stuff that students wouldn't be able to do before. Bringing back that Google Earth example, we can modify things around the globe in order for us to understand in a different way. And then redefinition, enhancing our curriculum using technologies that will enhance our students' learning. So we eventually want to get to a place where we can redefine our curriculum with technology embedded in it. When we're talking about TPAC, this is a really big thing with pedagogy and curriculum. Your content knowledge doesn't really need to change with this, although we should always be getting better understanding our content. We should start learning how to shift towards using technology in our teaching styles. So being able to teach with technology is going to be a huge benefit for our students. And then shifting our curriculum so it includes technology and being able to use it more. That comes with a lot of preparation. So when we are designing our curriculum, having these tech tools implemented will be really, really beneficial to our students. But that is all for my presentation. I hope you enjoy my handout. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And please consider using technology to enhance UDL.